So I generally don't do, response videos these days. It's not exactly kosher for me to do so because, not that I'm against them on principle or anything. They are, well, they're not exactly good for an academic discussion or particularly good for changing people's minds who have already picked a side, as it were. But they are still fun. They're good, just ways to, trounce some stupid, dumbass idea. But with my format of video being, just a vlog, an unedited vlog at that, it doesn't necessarily play super well. But last night, I saw a video so baffling, so outrageous, so out of this world, batshit. It's not even crazy, it's more just like the most ignorant thing I've ever seen. Like, very confused as well. That I had to make a video about it. Because, I don't think anyone else would. I don't think anyone else is familiar enough with the channel that this video is from to make even a shitposty response to it, like mine is going to kind of be. So the video I saw, as you might be able to guess from the title of my video, is Communist Imperialism, and that is by my good buddy Mike the Cat, although he's named himself Postal Cat, but that name is dumb, so just keep calling him, if any of you are gonna go check out his channel, talk to him on Twitter, please call him Mike, because that's his name, Postal Cat's a stupid name, and Mike the Cat is it's cute. I like the how personal that is, because it's just his name, and Mike, I'm sure you're watching this because, I'm going to send this to you on Twitter. Your channel is pretty small. And also you're, as an ANCAP, oh yeah, I forgot to mention he is a Mormon furry ANCAP. So yeah, I'd advise checking out his channel. But as in, you're very big into, the whole discourse response. If someone doesn't make a response video to you, you're like, well, clearly they just have no ideas and they're idiots. So you're still kind of super naive and dumb about how effective response videos actually are to anything. But whatever. Or maybe you clicked off when you saw the 3 minutes in, and this is still just the intro. That's just me. That's just my style, bro. I'm sorry if you can't handle my spicy, flashy style. So it might be slightly more interesting than you're used to as a fucking ANCAP YouTuber. Jesus Christ, dude. And it's weird. It's like I've never really seen anyone mention Mike the Cat at all because, he's friends with Mr. Dappington, Dappington or Dapperton? I don't actually know. Atomic ANCAP, Esoteric Entity, like all the bigger ANCAP YouTubers. I know they've been in his videos before, maybe not the other way around, but it's just kind of weird. I've never seen anyone talk about him, and there's definitely no less to make fun of with Mike than there is with any one of those other guys. I'll tell you that for free. But anyway, yeah. And Mike, I'm sorry, I kind of got off track talking to you, bro. This is not going to be, a logical takedown response of all your points. Because for one, your points were not logical at all, and did not use any facts, really. So mine is going to be similar. But also, I don't really care that much, because you're funny to laugh at, and I don't particularly want to educate you, really. So that's just going to be what it is, bro. This is mostly for my entertainment and for my subscribers' entertainment. So the video begins with 4 minutes of 8-minute video. Half of it, the first half of it, is Mike talking about so communists are against imperialism, yet communism involves violence. So that's not off to a good start. Like, I don't really get how imperialism is similar to a revolution and fucking seizing the means of production, unless you just view all violence as similar, which I guess is an ANCAP. There's no justified violence outside of someone stealing your McChicken, I guess. I guess, I don't know. That's just that's their goofy moral system. So yeah, he's like, communists are violent, grr, evil, bad. Violence is always bad, kids, alright? It's literally some fucking Saturday morning shit. That's very funny. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. So he goes on to say, like, I've proposed a system to some of the communists I've talked to of a smaller socialist society inside of a capitalist one. And they say that this is dumb. They wouldn't want to do this. So they want to abolish capitalism, not live alongside it. Well, bravo, Michael. You caught us. You're right, we don't want to live alongside capitalism. That's kind of the whole idea. I mean, people have started communes where they hang out together, and that's all good and fine. It's all well and good. But yeah, the end goal is to get rid of capitalism. I'm glad you figured it out eventually. He presents it like this big smoking gun too, like, gotcha. You don't even want capitalism to exist at all. Like, yes, that is very smart of you to figure out. And then he actually starts, after that 4 minutes, he starts actually talking about imperialism for about 2 sentences. What does he say? Okay, first, he talks in this weird hypothetical, which, I mean, with a name like communist imperialism or whatever, there's stuff you could talk about. I'm not necessarily going to pick a side on whether, the USSR was imperialist or not, because that's a big debate, and I don't really know anything about that to make a call either way, I will say. But he doesn't even talk about, he spends like a sentence mentioning the USSR, and the example he uses is the fucking Hungarian Revolution, which was communist, Mike, in case you didn't know that one. But anyway, he brings up this weird hypothetical. He's like, so imagine a technologically advanced society and a technologically kind of behind society, and he uses pictures of like the fucking United States and Native Americans. And he's like, so imagine they're sitting on resources that they're not making use of, and then the other guys want to do it. They want to make use of those resources, so, one way or another, usually by invasion, they do. So that is basically the same as seizing the means of production. You're seizing their means of production. Like, Michael, bro. I mean, I'm not the biggest reader of communist literature either, okay? I'll admit this. I'm not the most educated man in the world. I basically, I'm a meme communist. I don't actually know any theory. It's all just memes. But, could you, the definition of the means of production isn't that hard to wrap your head around, okay? It's not just stuff. That's not what that means. iron mine or a gold mine or whatever the fuck. It's not a means of production. That's a resource. They're pretty distinct things. So yeah, that's, and also the idea that, hey, workers gaining control of, their workplaces and shit is pretty much exactly the same as killing people so you can steal their land and resources, Not lay rich people, but like a fucking, a race of people, an ethnicity that have lived there for thousands of years. That's all the same. It's exactly the same. Okay? What America did was basically communism. Manifest Destiny, if we're being honest here, it was basically communism, seizing all those Native Americans' means of production. Oh, fucking hell, Mike. You're killing me, bro. This is probably, I've been watching your videos for a while. For about, half a year now. This is by far your dumbest video, dude, and that's saying a lot. So I really don't know what you're doing on this one, bro. I'm sorry. Fuck. What is he talking about? And then he mentions the USSR, that one example, and then he says, most communists you talk to will probably say the USSR wasn't real socialism. It's like, okay, yeah, I mean, some of them. And he's like, but if you bring this up to tankies, they'll give you some convoluted definition of imperialism and say that wasn't real imperialism. Like, it's very clear from the way that he talks about imperialism in the video and also in the description that he thinks imperialism just means taking stuff over. I've seen people be like, the Soviet Union invading Eastern Poland after World War I was imperialism. It's like, well, it's just dumb. Like, what does that have to do with imperialism at all? So yeah, I mean, if that's your definition of imperialism, then I guess anything with any nuance is probably ridiculously convoluted to you. But that's pretty typical for ANCAPs, I guess. They're not exactly used to nuance in their political beliefs, I guess. What does he talk about then? Oh, yeah, he says most communists don't believe in nationalism, which means that they don't believe in national borders. Like, for one, your first statement is wrong and dumb. I don't think you have to be, a fucking Maoist to think that revolutionary nationalism is important. I think Mike spends too much of his time focusing on libcoms. But even his fucking anarchists, well, in a global, anarchist thing, I mean, there probably would not be, any kind of borders or whatever. But, in the case of, just an anarchist fucking country or whatever, they would absolutely still need use of national borders or whatever. But he says that if you don't believe in nationalism, then you have no moral grounds to critique imperialism, which he doesn't, I don't even know what that means. Imperialism is bad because it's harmful, and it only benefits the fucking rich people. It's exploitative. It's like capitalism in that way. I don't really get why not believing in nationalism, which therefore means you don't believe in national borders, I don't get why that precludes you from viewing imperialism as bad. And then he quotes Marx and Engels talking about the Spanish-American War. I say he quotes them, but he doesn't, show anything that he's reading from or provide or say, I'm reading this from blah, blah, blah. Or anything. He literally just says, this is a quote from Marx, and then he reads something. But, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll assume he's right. Talking about American conquest of California after the Mexican-American War. where Marx is like, kick those lazy Mexicans out of here. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's kind of racist, you know. Wow, Marx is not a perfect man. I don't think I can go on, guys. Honestly, I thought Marx was a perfect man. But now that Michael the cat, now that he's revealed this to me, I don't know what I can go on. And then Engels doesn't even say anything racist, really. He's just like, it's a good thing that the United States conquered California. And then he's like, but I thought the United States was capitalist, guys. It's like, I mean, Mexico is capitalist too, dude. I don't think... Like, I understand that you're kind of weirdly viewing this through a modern lens. Like, because, you know, communists all think that Mexico can do no wrong, apparently. But, like, Mexico and America were both communists. In fact, Mexico was, like, kind of a... Aren't they, like, kind of a military junta thing? How do you pronounce that, by the way? Is it junta? Junta? I don't know. It's a weird word. I think they were like that. Or maybe they... I don't know. But regardless, they were both capitalist. And the United States was more technologically advanced, ergo more likely to, you know, farther along in the communist fucking timeline than Mexico is. You know, from obviously a Marxist perspective, which Marx and Engels clearly had. So, I mean, Marx was kind of racist, and Engels was just like, yeah, this society that's ostensibly closer to communism taking over more land is a good thing. This wealthy land, which will further spur their technological development. So, you know, you really pwned us, Mikey. You really pwned us, bro. And I'm pretty sure that's where the video stops. He might say a few other things, but yeah, it's impressively dumb. It's impressively dumb and out of touch. Honestly, a lot of the stuff he talks about, it feels like when, you know, a toddler will hear something on TV about, you know, something like kind of complicated. And then they'll go tell their parents. They're like, hey, Mom, I learned something. Did you know that this blah, 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 blah? And they'll talk about it. And, like, you know, the parent will be like, okay, they're talking about this. But the information will be so, like, skewed and weird and not right that they'll get super confused. That's basically what this video was. Really exposing the depths of Mike's lack of knowledge about anything relating to communism. So yeah, Mike, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment if you're watching this. I'll be sure to ban you.